policies, and with the announcement of Aerospace and Defence Policy 4.0 2025-2030, the next 5 years, the government of AP has made a clear and ambitious commitment to attract over 1 lakh crore investments and create 100,000 1 lakh jobs in this sector. This is not just a policy on paper, but it's a blueprint to transformative growth backed by strong intent and enabling infrastructure. We have heard the Honorable Minister for Civil Aviation in the morning. He has shared his bold vision and his very big picture on how to transform and truly help realize this potential of this sector. Andhra Pradesh already has credit of setting on India IT revolution, which we all are very much aware, and we take great pride in how our dynamic and visionary Chief Minister helped truly unlock that potential back then. And I'm very confident that Andhra Pradesh again will also set examples in aerospace manufacturing and truly becoming exemplar in creating this as a hub for aerospace manufacturing. The space is building dedicated aerospace and defense clusters, naval systems, UAVs, missile technologies, aerospace electronics, and R&D hubs. The upcoming Bhogapuram Aerotropolis, with its greenfield airport, MRO facilities, R&D labs, and training centers, will be truly a game changer for both the domestic and the global industry alike. And with our strategic location on the eastern seaboard, world-class ports and skilled workforce, Andhra Pradesh is uniquely positioned to serve as a natural hub for aerospace manufacturing, export, and services. But what makes this journey even more exciting in the spirit of partnership is that the government of Andhra Pradesh is walking hand in hand with industry and institutions, and again the government of India. So incentives like subsidized land, support for technology transfer, and proactive facilitation are designed to give investor confidence, and at the same time, industry is stepping up with leaders in manufacturing, MRO, and digital solutions already building a strong footprint in the state. This plenary will showcase how the state government's vision, combined with industry capabilities and the CII platform, can unlock a new era of growth. Together we have the opportunity to create not only an aerospace ecosystem, but also an engine of employment, innovation, and pride for the people of Andhra Pradesh. And I have to take this opportunity to say that we have a very unique leadership. It's the national leadership led by Honorable Prime Minister, along with our Honorable Visionary Chief Minister Nara Garu, and also at the helm of affairs, well supported by the dynamic young leader Nara Lokesh Garu. I think we are very uniquely positioned as a state to truly help realize this potential and unlock the total value. But what makes this journey even more exciting is, again, like I said, its true spirit of collaboration and partnership. And this plenary will show how we can truly unlock that. And as chairman of CII Andhra Pradesh, I see this as the beginning of a long and productive partnership. And let us use this session to share ideas, forge collaborations, and commit ourselves to making Andhra Pradesh a preferred destination for global aerospace and MRO investments. And I'm sure these meetings, these conversations will truly translate into some great investments and also great actions. So thank you, and I look forward to a very inspiring session ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gandamani. For industry perspective, may I request Mr. Kanwarbir Singh Kalra, CEO GMR Visakhapatnam International Airport, for his views, please.
Honorable Ministers, respected government dignitaries and distinguished guests, warm greetings and namaskaram from GMR Group. Thank you for being here today. Can we start with a quick video, concept video of the Bhogapuram Airport, because many of you would not have seen that. I'll just take 1 minute for that. Thank you for that. Can we have the presentation, please? So, okay, by the time they put up the presentation, just a quick recap. All of you know about the GMR group, I guess. So, GMR is the second largest airport developer in the world. And GMR has done many, many airports across the world. And the major ones which GMR is running right now in India, that is Delhi, Hyderabad and Goa, Mopa. Happy to report that all of them are in top 100 Skytrax ranking airport and consistently there. So next in the list will be the Bhogapuram airport, the Greenfield airport, which the government of AP has been kind enough to give the concession to GMR group. So just to give you a quick recap on the concession, can we go to the next slide? I'll go, okay, just 1 minute. Yeah, so this is a quick brief on the GMR group. So you can see many countries across the world, GMR has done many airports. Sorry, sirs, we have the presentation on your back. Oh, there's one in front. Okay, great. Okay, I didn't know that. So quickly about the concession agreement. So June 2020 is when GMR group signed this concession, and when government of AP did a PPP model, and it was an international competitive bidding. The concession was given on design, build, finance, operate, transfer model. The initial first phase will be catering to 6 million passengers. Just to give you a perspective, currently the current Vizag airport is doing 3 million, so it is double of that we start with as a capacity. And with the visionary leadership of government of AP, the land is enough to go up to 40 million. So there is scalability available. There's 2,700 acres of land available. So you can scale it up as and when we grow as an airport. The concession is awarded for 40 years plus 20 years extendable. 4 pillars that GMR generally builds the airports on is passenger experience. So like we said, passenger experience is prime, and we have to create delight with every passenger. And just to give you a perspective, the airport journey is very stressful for a lot of passengers, so we have to make sure it becomes a delight. Next one is operational efficiency. We make sure that there are too many stakeholders operating at an airport. So an airport operator operates the orchestra and makes sure everything works well, and the operational efficiency is taken care of. Because like we were discussing in the previous forum, on-time performance is very important. Latest in technology. So GMR makes sure when we launch the Greenfield airport at Bhogapuram, we will make sure that all the technology is available at the other airports of GMR. And this will be a +1 on top of that. So we'll make sure all the latest technology will be available. As we go forward, we'll share that with you. We have taken inspiration, and also sustainability is one of the other pillars that we believe in, and we will make sure that we have a lot of initiatives which are supporting sustainability. The most important part is here, first time any airport has actually built local motifs and culture into the building design itself. Like you saw in the video, the ceiling had Mugulu design, which is a Rangoli here in Andhra. And we've tried to build it into the building itself. Like that, many more local culture and motifs will be built into the airport, and you'll be happy to see when you visit the airport when it's launched in June 26. This is a quick overview of the master plan for phase 1. As you can see, there's a long runway, 3.8 kilometers. It can take any wide body. There's a parallel taxiway. And when I say operational efficiency, the RETs, the rapid exit taxiways on the runway, provide easy exit to the aircraft and lesser occupancy of the runway. So you have all these designed in the initial part of the airport itself. We have around 18 parking stands for the aircrafts. In the previous forum, we saw that many aircrafts are going to come in India. Now, where are they going to park? So there has to be enough parking space available in all the new Greenfield airports. So we have 18 parking stands to start with. And this actually is a modular design. Like I said, you can go up to 99 parking stands, going forward as we grow. There's a terminal which is around 77,000 square meters, and everything is integrated into this area. So there's a fuel farm, which is a single access, open access fuel farm. There's a cargo terminal, which will be world-class cargo terminal. That is a part of this. In-flight kitchen will be there. So anything that a modern world-class airport will have, this airport will have it on day 1 of launch. A few of the important salient features. So it's going to be a Code E compliant, and occasionally Code F can also operate. So these are basically wide body aircrafts. Any type of aircraft will be able to land at this airport. And the runway is really long, 3.8 kilometers, really long runway. There's a parallel taxiway along with the runway, which provides test technology, which we are using in most of our other airports also. Immigration and immigration counters will be electronic. ATRS machines are basically automatic tray retrieval machines, which are there at the security check to make the processing faster. These machines are used now, so they are the latest technology. 10 machines will be put so that there's no congestion at the security area. There will be self-check-in kiosk and there will be a baggage reclaim belt, 4 baggage reclaim belts. On sustainability, there are a lot of initiatives like Minister Sir mentioned earlier. All the airports are focusing on solar in a big way. So we got a 5 megawatt solar plant which we plan to have it operational on day one of the airport. So that's going to supply a lot of energy requirement for the airport itself, probably around 40 to 50%. And as we grow, we can put it up more because we have enough space available on the air side. We have something called as a bridge mounted equipment, which is a ground power unit and pre-cool air unit. So these are used basically to make sure that the aircraft is not running on fuel actually while it's parked or while it's stationed at the airport while the passengers are sitting in. So this makes sure that aircraft fuel is burnt less and better sustainable initiatives are taken with this. We have a fuel hydrant system. So the entire fuel piping is underground through latest technology, and you don't need to have bowsers moving around in the airside, which provides a safer working environment. And also it's, in terms of sustainability, when bowsers don't move around, you have lesser fuel emissions at the airside. We have LED technology used across. So including the airside we have complete LED lighting. Inside the building, complete LED lighting. There's a lot of natural light being used. We are trying to get IGBC Platinum actually as a, to start with. And there will be smart building solutions available at the airport. Next one is the most important one. As all of us know, that pharma sector, the other logistics sectors which are very, very highly operational in Vizag today, but we don't have enough the international level cargo facilities available where we can ship your cargo material through temperature control facilities and through cold storage facilities. So that will be operational from day one. So we are putting a 25,000 metric ton capacity cargo unit which will really help the industry in this area and the vicinity. I will skip this part. I think we had enough discussion on how the industry is moving. There are a lot of aircrafts that are coming in. There are a lot of airports that are coming in. There's a lot of business that is going to grow for MROs. There's a lot of requirement for new maintenance engineers. All this has been discussed, so I'll just skip this part. So now I'll come to the real part. Where is the opportunity? When the new airport comes in, what can we do? So just to give you a perspective, today, current Vizag airport is connected to only 13 domestic destinations. Compared to its peers, let's say Bhubaneswar, Jaipur, or let's say Goa, they are connected to almost 30 to 40 destinations. So there's a clear opportunity. A place like Hyderabad is connected to 75 domestic destinations. So how can we move this up? And there are a lot of places like, Ahmedabad, Pune, Goa, Jaipur, Cochin, which are not connected, where traffic is going, but they are going indirectly today, probably by Hyderabad or Bangalore. So that's the great opportunity that we have. We still have a lot of airlines which are not operating in the current Vizag airport. So we have Akasa which is not operating. We have SpiceJet which is not operating, and some of the other airlines. So that's the opportunity that exists. We believe that, these are the numbers that we are looking at. So when we launch, the current numbers are at 2.96 million. And when we launch, the first year itself, we are looking at a 3.6 million. And by FY30, we are looking at almost 5.27 million. So you can say from the current number, we'll almost double in the next 3 to 4 years. And then in the next, up to FY35, let's say next 10 years from here, we are looking at a 10 million airport, which is a big thing. And if we can do better, yes, we'll be happy to do that. These are the current estimates that we have with respect to the current market scenario. And all this is possible because many aircrafts are on order, and a lot of passengers today are flying indirectly from Vizag to so many destinations in India. So there are enough opportunities available, and we believe this is easily doable. Coming to the most important part of this session, so talking about the airport to your industry, how does it matter? The next slide is very important, so I would seek your attention on this. So we are calling this as an aerotropolis. So government of AP has been very visionary and making sure that all the requirements that are required, for the airport are taken care of this from the next 40 year or 30 years perspective. So there's a large land parcel of 2,700 acres which is available. Out of this, there is a commercial land available which is around 154 acres. There is a residential area which is available around 139 acres. This is not done by any of the airports till now. So there's a residential area of 139 acres. And then there is an aviation hub. This is recently allotted by government of AP. 500 acres has been allotted as aviation hub. So all the discussions that, you were having initially in the first half, that, you have a lot of investments that will come in where manufacturing will happen, R&D will happen, in the aerospace segment, and you will need a lot of manpower. So this 500 acres can be used for all of you, to come and, put up your setup here, and we'll be happy to support. How this works? Well, see, most of the new developments are happening mixed-use development. And next to the airport, if you do mixed-use development, it really helps. So you have a residential area, you have a commercial area, and you have an aviation hub. Now, why does an aviation hub need to be next to the airport? Because proximity to the airport provides a lot of logistics, support to most of your industry, which needs sometimes, complex cargo to come in, or sometimes you need to do some test flight, or you need to do whatever. So you need to have a close proximity to the airport. So all this helps, from the vision perspective of government of AP, that we have land available here, and we'll be happy to support you to come and invest into this. And government of AP is coming up with a lot of initiatives. So with government of AP being there, GMR expertise being there, and, good local manpower. I think the local manpower is highly, literate in terms of engineering, etc. And the cost of living is really low. So cost of putting up the operation is also low. So all that helps actually in terms of putting up, investment in this place. So like I said, proximity to the airport, government support, strategic location. Another thing is this location. Let's say you're putting up some MRO facilities. It is in the catchment, one side is your Southeast Asia, the other side is Middle East. So you can also target the global markets sitting here in Vizag. There's a good industrial setup already available. So Vizag has many specialized industries like pharma, like shipbuilding. So you have a lot of good manpower available which can be used. And the areas where we thought of we could use is your MROs, manufacturing, design engineering, enabling infrastructure, technical skilling. But we are open to ideas. Anything related to aviation, we are most welcome, to get it to this 500 acres. Quick update on the progress. I'm sure people who are staying here would have already visited the airport. We are moving really fast. We started work actually in December 2023, and within 20 months, with support from Government of AP and support from Ministry of Civil Aviation and other government stakeholders, we really moved fast, and we've already airport authorities really helped us to do the calibration flight. So we finished our calibration flight in June, and that's the first milestone that we crossed. And now next step will be to get an actual commercial aircraft to land. So we are looking at that sometime in October, November. This is the real picture. This is the actual picture of the runway. So you can see that it's completely ready to take any aircraft on the runway. So airside is 100% ready. This is the center line lighting that you see, already ready and set. This is a parallel taxiway that you see there. And this is the terminal building. The exterior is more or less ready. Now we are focusing on the interiors. You can see aero bridges are already installed. So 7 aero bridges are already installed. And the shape of the building that you see, that is also inspired with local art and culture. So I don't know if I get it right in terms of pronunciation, but there are the local huts which are called chutilus. So they actually have a roof which comes and touches down the floor. So that's the inspiration in front that you see. The whole roof will touch into a water body of almost 2 acres. So it will look beautiful. You must have seen that in the video. And this is how the pier looks. So initially this can handle 6 million, but both sides piers can grow, and the front side also pier can grow, and we can go up to 40 million as per the demand. This is the ATC technical building, G+2 already ready, that you can see. Airport authorities already started a lot of work there. Tower should be ready, in terms of moving in by another 1.5 months. In the meantime, AI has already started putting their infrastructure into place there. Thank you from my side. I think that's all I have here today. I really appreciate your attentive listening to this. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Kalra. Continuing the industry perspective, we have Mr. BVR Mohan Reddy, Founder Chairman, Scient. Please, let's give a warm welcome to him.
Honorable Ministers, Shri Ram Mohan Naidu Garu, Shri Nara Lokesh Garu, Dr. Satish Reddy, several other dignitaries on the dais, off the dais. Good afternoon to all of you. My apologies for turning up a little late for the meeting, especially to the Honorable Ministers. So in the next 5 to 10 minutes, what I wanted to share with you was a vision of mine, which I think Andhra Pradesh can leapfrog into digital first MRO leadership. I run a technology services business. I'm the founder of the company. Aerospace is a large vertical exposure we have with us. A third of our business comes from aerospace. The best of the companies in the world, I see some of my friends sitting with me, we worked with them. And one of them, one of the senior executives, one of the conversations shared with me, saying that, Mohan, you people go ahead and judge an airline primarily by the seats and the meals they serve. But what actually makes airlines successful is the ability for them to keep their aircrafts in service, whether it's the body or the engines. So if you were to keep the aircrafts in service, key element to it is all about maintenance, repair, and overhaul. So I just want to impress first upon all of you how important MRO is. Moving on, why is MRO important? I saw my previous speaker skipping a slide saying that we've been hearing about it since morning, but I'm not going to repeat it either. But the highlights are, for certain, that what we see is that the fleet expansion that's happening in this country, leaps and bounds under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, Mr. Ram Mohan Naidu Garu, Chandrababu Naidu Garu, and Lokesh Babu, all of them. The economy continues to progress at a pace which we all now feel that very confident it will continue to grow at the same pace for a number of more decades. So the fleet will become larger from where we are at this point of time, from about 700 aircrafts, will probably go to about 2,000 aircraft by 2030. Equally important is the military aircraft fleet will probably be consisting of both the fighters, the choppers, the UAVs, and the transport aircraft will grow to about 1,200 by 2030 again. But then we also have enormous amount of dependability on foreign countries today. We have MRs, all right. I think if you go and do the Googling around or you do the chat GPT, you'll find that there are about 68 of them which have been licensed by DGCA at this juncture. But still, the fact of life is that we spend about $2 billion annually in terms of getting our getting our aircraft engines, aircraft subsystems serviced abroad. An airline like Indigo sends as many as about 400 of their engines every year abroad for servicing. And Air India, for its D-level checks, they're all going abroad at this point. So what we are seeing is that there's enormous amount of need in terms of creating an MRO back in India, leaving apart the opportunity which is globally now forecasted at about $120 billion by 2030. But equally important to the fact that in India, where we see that economy has to grow, excuse me, the MRO has a fairly strong multiplier. Multiplier is about 2.5 times for every dollar that's earned by the MRO business itself to create to the economy thereafter. And lastly, defense preparedness becomes extremely important for this nation. And as the Prime Minister talks about Atmanirbhar Bharat, Unnati Bharat, and inward-looking Bharat, I think it's important that we have the defense preparedness too. We then move on to say, what are the challenges that we have? The challenges that we have, number one, is about the GST. Sorry, I'll take that back. The GST has been reworked on in the recent past. It's 18% it used to be, it's come down to 5%. Reworking is the customs duties. It still seems to be fairly spread around. The second one is that this challenge for the current round, will I come to the next thing later, is about the capital intensity that's there. Approximately they spend about $100 million to have a wide body hangar. With just not the bricks and mortar, I'm talking about the equipment that goes inside. I think it was also there in the previous speaker, skills is a big shortage. We have, as I said, as many as about 70 of those DGSA approved MROs, but most handle line checks, which are basically A level and the B level. Certainly what we are seeing further is OEMs dominate this particular market, and especially the engine manufacturers, whether it's Rolls-Royce or GE or Pratt & Whitney, all of them also are selling aircraft with long-term service agreements, so therefore they're not accessible to Indian vendors. And certainly what we also seen is these, even if you count on those 70 I talked about, they're extremely fragmented around. But therefore, what do we need to do if we think about future? I think we need to use technology. Technology is changing at a pace the mankind has never seen before. Technologies which can be extremely useful in MRO. And technologies which we believe are not slowing down. Largely driven by these four pillars. Number one, computers, they continue to become smaller, faster, cheaper. Communications, the broadbanding, cost of per usage of terabyte of information in India is the lowest in the world. Equally important is the sensors are becoming smarter by the day and cheaper by the evening. So the result is that you have, and then the sensors produce enormous amount of data, which is then being converted into, with algorithms, becoming AI. So can we use the same technologies into MRO too, is a question that we have. So the first is that if we want to have a digital twins as the first step, for every product that's there, I think some of the airline companies today do have digital twins. Some of the latest models of the aircraft engines that we design have digital twins built into them. That gives you an ability to not only predict your maintenance, but certainly reduce the aircraft on ground. AOG, as it's called. AOG currently costs approximately about $120,000 every day that they're not in service. So therefore, I think we need to use technology in MRO by ensuring that we build engines, fuselages, and the rest of the subsystems which are going to be in the digital twin format, which makes us our ability to bring down the downtime and also make sure availability increases. The second one is the technology of virtual reality and augmented reality can be extensively used in terms of training our technicians. We're not doing that as extensively as we like to see it. And therefore, this so-called shortfall in terms of technicians can certainly be put on fast track very quickly. A third one is that we also can use drones and robotics extensively for the MRO operations. Drones detect the fuselage cracks. I think EasyJet has an example right now case where they are doing it quite extensively. Or the second one is there are some intricate areas where you can't even see, you can't even put your hand inside, whereas drones go and do the repairs themselves. Sorry, robotics arms go and do repairs themselves. And one more of that is all about the 3D printing. I had the honor of accompanying Sri Lokesh Garu today. We went ahead and launched a AI program for schools, to 50 schools in Vizag. And this is an initiative to ensure that the 7th graders, 8th graders, and the 9th graders understand what is AI all about. We had hardware, we had software, we had these Raspberry toolkits, we had curriculum, we had mentors, we had instructors. Lokesh Babu Garu spent a lot of time today. The way in which he connected with the students and he saw what was being done. I wouldn't believe it myself, 7th graders trying to do automated wiper mechanisms. Just when there's a drop of water falling on a sensor, the wipers start working. Or the way in which the robotic arms can work. So therefore, I think, and also one more which we showcased to him today is the 3D printing part. And that's going to be groundbreaker in MRO operations. You don't need to keep, some parts cannot be done using 3D printing, all right, But there, even for that matter, GE right now just does the jet engine nozzles using 3D printing. So you don't have this challenge in terms of spares not available, carrying too much of spares, carrying the cost of spares, all that can be taken care of. So what we can therefore do is also there, the last one I have in the list of asks I have is to have a green and sustainable environment. MRO can be built as it's built for the first time. I think a good example that we have, which has been extremely successful, and I'm sure Honorable Minister would have seen it, and many of you probably know it much better than I do, is about the Seletar Aerospace Park in Singapore, as it's called the SAP of Singapore. And precisely what SAP or the Seletar Aerospark has done, we can do the same thing in the Bhogapuram Aerotropolis, that's how it's rightly pronounced. And what can we do there is right now, because it's greenfield, build a ecosystem that can create a cluster of MRO, for MRO. I think the model I like to just highlight and call out is to say there's a similar model which made the IT industry extremely successful. It was called the STPI, Software Parks of India, which gave the ability for people to import them without paying duty, use them as and when required, with very little hassles around, which means that effectively the amount of cost of doing business is what I keep doing becomes quite minimal. And the ease of doing business becomes maximized. So therefore, Bhogapuram Airport, in terms of having all the features, including things like, a training academy, you look at the Seletar Aerospace Park, we have Singapore, NTU, Singapore University, all of them participating. So therefore, I think the sum total is that the potential for Bhogapuram Aerotropolis is as much as about $3 billion is what can be generated, and we could also generate as many as 6,000 jobs. I'll only conclude by saying that we have an opportunity, and I'll make this pitch to every one of you and make an appeal to the ministers, honorable ministers, to position AP as the Singapore of India for MRO. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Reddy. Ladies and gentlemen, with this special address, I would like to welcome Mr. C.M. Sai Kant Verma, CEO, Andhra Pradesh Economic Development Board. Let's welcome him with a round of applause.
Can we have the presentation, please? Good afternoon to all the dignitaries on the dais, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I thank the CII for inviting me over for such a wonderful event today. And over the next few minutes, I'd like to present and showcase the opportunities that we have in Andhra Pradesh right now. I want to present very briefly about what we are trying to do in Andhra Pradesh under the able leadership of our Chief Minister, and showcase some of the opportunities, particularly in the sectors of aerospace, defense, and MRO. Next slide, please. Yes. So, Andhra Pradesh is now India's rising economic powerhouse, and it's a force to reckon with. We are the 8th largest state in terms of geography. We have a population of 53 million, and we are an economy of 180 billion. Of this, 42% comes from services, 35% from agriculture, and 23% from manufacturing. This shows that there is a huge potential for the state to catch up in the manufacturing sector. In line with the Honorable Prime Minister's call for Vikasit Bharat, our Honorable Chief Minister, Mr. Chandrababu Naidu, has given a call for Swarna Andhra Vision 2047, wherein we wish to become a $2.4 trillion economy from $180 billion today by 2047. So this means we need to consistently grow at a rate of 15%, and that's the aspiration levels that we have for the state. Now, for us to be able to realize this big dream and vision and bring it into a reality, our Honorable Chief Minister has designed a very focusedly designed overarching framework based on 7 key fundamental guiding principles. 1, product perfection. The second is speed of doing business. Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, he is a champion of ease of doing business. Under his able leadership, AP has consistently proved to be number 1 in ease of doing business rankings. And today, he is now very strongly advocating the concept of speed of doing business, wherein we want to turn Andhra Pradesh to be an ideal investment destination for the investors, where the ideas can be converted into businesses very quickly. We are working very hard in terms of realizing this particular goal. One classic example that I can talk about here to demonstrate the speed of doing business of our state is one that is led by our own Honorable IT Minister here, who is sitting with us, wherein with one Zoom call with Arsenal Mittal, he was able to convince them, give them the top leadership, a great deal of confidence as to what the state is willing to do. And today we have landed India's largest steel plant in this particular region because of this aspect of speed of doing business. The third guiding principle is reducing the cost of logistics, particularly reducing the cost of doing business in the state, employment creation, future-ready technology, and circular economy. Our Honorable CM is very, very sensitive about understanding the fact that every sector has got specific needs and requirements. So we didn't adopt a one-size-fits-all approach. We have developed sector-specific policies which cater to the sector-specific needs and requirements. And today the state has rolled out roughly about 25 different policies which caters to different sectoral policies, technology-focused policies, infrastructure policies, and climate action policies. So you can see the list of all these policies which have been launched so far right here. Now, Andhra Pradesh is trying to position itself as India's gateway to the east. We have got third longest coastline in the country, almost 1,000 plus kilometers of coastline. 6 operating seaports are there. 4 new greenfield seaports are coming up. The state is committed to create, for every 50 to 100 kilometers of the coastline, the state wants to set up a seaport or a fishing harbor so that we are able to emerge ourselves as the eastern hub on India's sea coast, and we want to become India's gateway to the east. Looking at the aviation ecosystem, we have 7 operating airports, 3 of which are international, and 9 greenfield airports are going to come up in the state. Now, under the able leadership of our Honorable Union Civil Aviation Minister, we just heard about how Bhogapuram Airport is coming up very fast, and it is probably going to be one of the fastest built airports in the country. And one of the key nodal points of the entire aviation ecosystem is going to come up in Amaravati, where a new greenfield airport has been proposed in the form of a hub and spoke model, while we are trying to turn every other airport into a spoke, with Amaravati trying to become the hub of the East Coast connectivity in terms of the airports. In terms of the economic corridors, AP, we are trying to leverage on the 3 industrial corridors which pass through the state at this point of time. Chennai-Bangalore Industrial Corridor, Hyderabad-Bangalore Industrial Corridor, and Vizag-Chennai Industrial Corridor. Sector-specific industrial clusters are being developed across all the 3 nodes, all the 3 industrial corridors, so that we are trying to create ecosystems rather than trying to attract investments and standalone industries here in the state. And these are some of the marquee investments that have been firmed up in the state of Andhra Pradesh in the last 14 months, and this is just the beginning. Coming to the aerospace defense policy, we have, I think the recent global developments, particularly Operation Sindoor, has demonstrated how important it is for a country like India to focus and become a global hub in aerospace and defense. And in line with that particular need of the country, AP, we are trying to stand up and we want to become that national hub of aerospace and defense going forward. Looking at the thematic clusters, we have 6 clusters aerospace and defense clusters. The first is the Visakhapatnam Srikakulam cluster, which is focusing on the naval industry. The second industrial cluster, which is Jagaipeta, where we are focusing on missiles and ammunition. The third, Karnool Orvakal cluster, where we are focusing on drone and UAV technologies. Fourth is Lepakshi, where we are focusing on the entire defense systems to come in and also the electronics clusters to develop. Tirupati is emerging as the R&D hub. And lastly, Donakonda is focusing on aircraft component manufacturing. So a great deal of non-fiscal and fiscal incentives have been assured in aerospace and defense sector. This is in line with the 25 policies that have been launched in the state of Andhra Pradesh. We are ready to partner with all of you, with the industry, and we welcome you to explore the opportunities here in Andhra Pradesh. And I'd like to take this opportunity to invite all of you to the CII Partnership Summit, which is scheduled here in Visakhapatnam between 14th and 15th November. This is the place where the state is going to showcase its true potential, opportunities, and a place where new relationships will be forged. Looking forward to seeing you all here. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Verma. Continuing with the keynote address, we have Dr. G. Satish Reddy, Advisor for Aerospace and Defense, Government of Andhra Pradesh. Round of applause, please.
Namaskar. Honorable Minister of Civil Aviation, Government of India, Sri Ram Mohan Naidu Garu. Honorable Minister of IT, HR, Sri Nara Lokesh Garu. The Honorable Minister of MSME, Government of Andhra Pradesh, Sri Srinivas Garu. Sri Mohan Reddy Garu, the Chairman CII Murali Krishna Garu, Mr. Sai Kant Verma, the CEO of Economic Development Board of Andhra Pradesh, and all other eminent personalities here. The Civil Aviation Secretary, Mr. Samir Sinha, is here along with his colleagues. We have Mr. Salili and all others. Namaskar to you once again and good afternoon to you. If you look at the overall scenario of the defense and aerospace in the country first, and then coming to AP, with the efforts in the last few decades and very focused efforts and specialized efforts in the last one decade, the scenario has completely changed. In the defense sector, about 10 years back, we were struggling to have just around 30% as the indigenous content in the whole weaponry equipment what armed forces had. And today, it has crossed 65% in the whole thing what we have in the armed forces today. That is one huge change. Lots of systems have been developed indigenously in the country, and country has become self-reliant in many of the areas: missiles, radar, sonars, torpedoes, electronic warfare systems, AWACS systems, aircrafts, tanks, armored vehicles, ships, submarines. Many of the things we are able to build in our own country today. The budget has gone up enormously. See, it is 6,81,000 crores is the budget of the defense today. Out of that, the capital procurement is about 1,75,000 crores. That's the thing. If you look at last year, out of the 1,75,000 crores of the capital budget, the indigenously manufactured items were 1,25,000 crores. 1,25,000 crores for the indigenous thing. The immediate response from Honorable Defense Minister Raksha Mantri Sri Rajnath Singh Ji is that we should make it in the coming next financial year, we should make it 1.75 lakh crores. And then the target for year 2029 is 3 lakh crores. This is the way the indigenous manufacturing capability in the country is going with various policies which have been brought up. The country, Bharat, has been one of the leading importers of defense equipment. We were standing in number 1, number 2 positions in the globe. Now today, it's turned around. We started exporting. Last financial year, we exported 23,666 crores worth of defense equipment from this country, and there was a lot of potential to do also much more. And now the target given by, again, Honorable Raksha Mantri is make it 50,000 crores by 2029. This is the way the defense sector is taking a shape. In the same way, in the aero sector, lots of aircrafts are being manufactured here in the country, leaving aside the helicopters, which HAL is making varieties of helicopters. You must have heard just 1 week back, the Government of India has cleared again 97 LCA Mark 1As, making the total number of LCA Mark 1A 180 and LCA Mark 1 40, totally 220 aircrafts, and now HAL has got more than 1 lakh crores order of one just LCA Mark 1A. This is number one. The government has already approved the project of the heavier version LCA Mark 2, which again the country needs about 200 at least. And the most advanced fifth generation fighter aircraft AMCA, again the government has approved the project, which probably in the next 2 years it should be rolling out. AMCA project also is approved. See how many aircrafts, and one more aircraft is in the pipeline, which is twin-engine deck-based fighter aircraft for the Indian Navy, TED-BF. So there are 4 aircrafts at various stages. In the next 10 years, the amount of business in the aero sector, in the military aircraft itself, is among us. And military transport aircraft is another one, where again a lot of people are working on it. You just heard the news that Embraer and Mahindra have tied up and trying to manufacture here. The Honorable Civil Aviation Minister has been showing a lot of interest and has been taking continuous reviews to indigenously manufacture each and every component in the aero sector, and also to manufacture the regional transport aircraft and military transport aircraft in the country. Has taken number of reviews, and the country is poised with the design already available to manufacture a regional transport aircraft. I am sure the Honourable Minister will be able to take it forward and make that the country comes out with a civilian aircraft manufacturing hub also in this country. So this is the way the whole country in the defense and aero sector, the way it is shaping. I am not talking about much space. All of us are aware how the space is evolving itself, and we have completed our Chandrayaan mission. Now we are going for man in the space and Gaganyaan, and then we are going to have a space station and many other things which are going to come. And the surge in the activities in the aerospace sector is enormous, with a lot of industries, particularly startups, coming up in a big way in the country. So this is the overall scenario in the country. In this scenario, AP, with the leadership of Honorable Chief Minister, has come out with so much advanced policy, which Mr. Saikant has just presented. I'd like to just mention one thing. It has been so much thoroughly prepared, and Honorable Chief Minister has taken so many reviews on that, and then the policy has come out as the best policy in the whole of the country. AP's aerospace and defense policy has come out as the best policy in the country today. And he has presented the number of sectors and number of places what are coming. This has created again, I'm just seeing the last 2 months, there's a lot of activity, a lot of interest among the industry in the country to look at the state of Andhra Pradesh. I'll just tell you, we had a couple of road shows, one in Coimbatore, one in Ahmedabad, one in Bangalore. And particularly, I'll just tell you the road show what was there on the 18th of August in Bangalore. There were 300 industries which attended that, 300 industries. And many people came forward there itself and said about 85 to 100 people have actually written and given, we have interest in coming up and putting up there. There are some people who came forward and mentioned there itself in the thing, and then came to the dais and announced there that we are going to have it like HFCL, Ananta Technologies, the mining industries, and the startup Digantara. They all have come and announced that we are going to have our manufacturing hub in our manufacturing industry in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Other than this, I like to mention to you also, there are so many other people who have already actually mentioned that, and who have already applied for the land and other amenities. Like example, the Bharat Forge Limited has asked for about 1200 acres land. The Bharat Dynamics Limited has asked for about 1200 acres in Donakonda and 140 acres for the torpedoes manufacturing here near Visakhapatnam or Anakapalli. ICOM, again a missile and electronic manufacturing house, has asked for 700 acres of land. The BrahMos has actually asked for 300 acres of land. So many people, and just a couple of days back, about 35 industries together have approached EDB saying that we want land to be given, we all want to establish here. So there's so many people who are coming forward with a lot of enthusiasm to establish in the state of Andhra Pradesh, as it's particularly in the aero and defense sector. The Jagaipeta is very close to Hyderabad, where the missiles are being designed. The drone activity is again 2.5 hours from Hyderabad, and then the whole of Orvakallu airport is available for all the drones testing. Drone range is available there. And then if you look at the Lepakshi and Madakasera, from Bangalore airport just 1.5 hours or maybe less than that is the distance, travel distance. Compared to the people, Bangalore meeting itself, the people who are telling from the Bangalore airport what you have, the electronic city, are going to Hosur, which takes 2.5 hours, you just cross this side and happening. So much of advantages which are there, which actually is the state of Andhra Pradesh is able to provide. So, a lot of ammunition industries, a lot of aero industries, a lot of electronic industries, a lot of naval related electronics industries are showing a lot of interest to come to the state of Andhra Pradesh, which has come out with the best policies. So I actually humbly request all of you, please look into it, please look at the policy, look at the way the team is working so energetically, the industry secretary and his people, the EDB, the APIIC are so actively pursuing the people and trying to provide all the information and make the files move forward. I am sure that in the coming months, we'll have a lot of industries are approved and given the land for they establishing in the state of Andhra Pradesh. So all of you, please look into it and come up, as India is emerging as a leader in the aerospace and defense sector. I am very sure India is emerging as a leader. As I said, 65% is the indigenous content, which will be going to 80% very soon, is what it is. The exports, what I said, 50,000 crores in the next 3 years is the target, and many more countries are showing a lot of interest in this from India, the products from India. India is emerging as a hub. India is going to be a leader. India is going to be make for the world the call what given by Honorable Prime Minister we are going to do. So this is the thing. I only actually request Sri Nara Lokesh Garu that we also need to do a lot of skill development in this area. He has been taking a lot of interest in this and request all the academic institutes which are there in Andhra Pradesh to have a minor degree in defense and also in a degree in aeronautics, and an MTech in defense technologies are one of the important courses which we need to introduce here. And then, of course, a lot of other skill development activities which needs to be taken up in this state to support all these industries which are coming. And also there are a lot of common facilities which are required, which have also been said, which actually all the industries need. This is one of the important things which Government of Andhra Pradesh will be able to take up and support by the time you people come up with this. So hence I request you, please go through, study the policy and interact with the people and try to have your industry coming up in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Namaskar. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Dr. Reddy. May I now invite Shri Kondapalli Srinivas, Honorable Minister for MSME, SCRP, NRI Relations, Government of Andhra Pradesh. Let's welcome with a round of applause.
Respected Minister for Civil Aviation, Sri Ramohan Naidu Garu, and my leader, respected Minister for HRD, IT, and respected dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. It will not take much time. It's been a long day for you. But I would like to make a note as a Minister for MSME for the state of Andhra Pradesh. I would like to make a note that as large and large industries are coming into the state, there are equal opportunities for MSME units as well. As an SME, there are a lot of opportunities that are being opened in the state of Andhra Pradesh. As you've seen, my colleague, my CEO for EDB has presented the future of Andhra Pradesh, how the state is going to classify it in terms of sectors where the aerospace and defense could be developed. And as you know that Satish Reddy Garu has rightly pointed out that the list of industries, the large industries that are coming into the state, there are equal and good opportunities where the MSMEs can be developed around those large industries. As a policy, Honorable Chief Minister has intervened. How do we support these MSMEs? He has brought in a very good intervention where he wanted to support all the industries that are coming in the sector of MSMEs. I would like to know that his interventions primarily, giving a corpus of 100 crores for supporting the technology transfer and also giving the, in terms of establishing the center of excellencies and in terms of commercialization of R&D and in terms of giving, support for technology transfer from a foreign equipment, original equipment manufacturers and DRDO. And I also say that he has given an option of flexible land procurement options. So where I should also say that there are multiple, as you know that APIC is giving multiple land options in the state of Andhra Pradesh, and he has given a flexible options where staggered payments can be allowed, lease and buy models have been given, and upfront payment has been also been given. As an MSME in the ministry, Honorable Chief Minister always asked us to establish parks based on sectors, particularly developing the common facilities around these parks and also establish in a way that it will be aligned to the large industries. And I also wanted to say that he has given a logistics subsidy, which is very new to the policy as such, and there's also there the quality certification and skill development and decarbonization subsidy. So all this matters a lot when it comes to SMEs because he wanted to support all SMEs in terms of trying to establish in alignment with the large industries that are specifically in the aerospace and defense. So I would like to thank all of you for being part of this. Thank you one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, Srinivas sir. Finally, I would like to invite our guest of honor, Shri Nara Lokesh, Honorable Minister for Human Resources, IT, Electronics and Communication, RTG, Government of Andhra Pradesh. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for sir.
Dignitaries on the dais, Murli Garu, B.V. Mohan Reddy Garu, Kanwarbir Singh Kalra Garu, Saikant Verma Garu, Satish Reddy Garu, Kondapalli Srinivas Garu, and of course our own boy Ramohan Naidu Garu. Thank you for being here, and to all the distinguished guests who made it for this session, I'd like to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to visit Visakhapatnam. As presented by GMR, we really need to work on connectivity. Point taken. The Honorable Civil Aviation Minister and I have taken up a challenge that we will work towards beating Hyderabad in connectivity from Bhogapuram. So we will need your support. I think I had a long speech prepared, but Saikant pretty much stole the thunder away from me, so I won't bore you with all the details on the policy. But I just wanted to stress on three specific things. One is visionary leadership. Two is team that can actually execute it. The third one is we are a startup state. And I'd like to just talk about these three specific issues. First is vision. Mr. Naidu our Chief Minister requires no introduction. He is known to be a visionary politician. If you look at what he's done to Hyderabad, way back in the mid-90s. And when we look back at Hyderabad today, we know that all the seeds were sown in the right place. And a great example of that is Shamshabad Airport. When Mr. Naidu back then said airport should have 5,000 acres, a lot of people actually made fun of him. Generally in India we have a habit of making fun of visionaries. They made fun of him. They said, why do we need 5,000 acres? But now go back and see Shamshabad. It contributes close to 11% of Telangana's GDP. And there's a longer story to Shamshabad Airport. GMR did win the contract, but Mr. Naidu did not award it for the longest of time because back then this was one of the very first projects of GMR and he questioned whether GMR had the capacity to execute it. So he got GMR Garu to present all the designs and only after he got convinced that they can execute it in the true spirit of what he wanted it to be, was the contract awarded. So what we have in Andhra Pradesh is visionary leadership. And we are, if you look at, you've seen Shamshabad Airport, and believe me, Bhogapuram, we will one-up it, we will do better, and we will make it a destination on the eastern seaboard. Second is team. We have mix of experienced leadership and young Turks. The Dayas is a great example of this. Under the leadership of Satish Reddy Garu, who's enabling us, giving us inputs in terms of policy, Mohan Reddy Garu on the other side, giving us a lot of input. There are a bunch of youngsters sitting in between. If you look at Kondapalli Srinu, he's a first-time minister in the state cabinet. Ram Mohan Naidu, Moka, requires no introduction. He's the youngest cabinet minister ever in Indian history. And we back it with leadership even from the service. So we have Saikant Verma, who's an IAS officer, who's handling Economic Development Board, who's younger than, I think, all of us on the dais. So what you see is a blend of experience and youngsters. We have hunger. We mean speed of doing business. Saikant spoke of ArcelorMittal. October is when we're going to break ground. It's going to be India's largest steel plant and it was clinched over one Zoom call. Another example is now it's out in the open. Google is going to build one of the largest data centers here in Visakhapatnam. Actually, that conversation started here in Novotel when the Google leadership came and I personally drove them, showed them the land and explained to them the vision with which we want to build an entire data city. That's another example. Third, I would like to also share in renewable energy space. I'm sure all of you know the company called Renew. I went to break coconut to start a new plant where they're going to do solar and wind energy production. So we went there and we broke coconut. I told Sinhaji to make Andhra Pradesh his second home. Then I heard he's getting into manufacturing. I just dropped him a WhatsApp message and said, boss, we are ready here in Andhra Pradesh. And we also got manufacturing to Andhra Pradesh. So why am I sharing all this with you? Once you sign with Andhra Pradesh, it's no longer your project, it is our project. So if it means we have to lobby with the leadership from civil aviation, we will lobby on your behalf. If it means we have to lobby with NMDC, we have done it. If it means that we need to change policies, taxation, we are willing to take that ownership, work with the leadership in Delhi to make that difference. So we have the blend of young leadership backed with seniors giving us tremendous amount of guidance, and then we deliver on the speed of doing business. Third, as I said, we are a startup state. We are exceptionally hungry. Like all the startups here, I've seen the booths, I was observing what you do, the kind of sectors that you represent here. We are hungry. We are ready to steal your business from any other state or any country possible. We want you to invest here in Andhra Pradesh. And I jokingly say, Andhra Pradesh is on the better side of Chennai, Karnataka, Bangalore. And we are really excited to bring your investments here. Saikant Verma, he's the only IAS officer in the entire Economic Development Board. Under him, he has all professionals who have joined us from Invest India, few other state investment promotion boards. The best in their field have come, joined us. And we are here to deliver. We are here to make it a seamless experience. As you've seen in the presentation of Saikant, we mirror or we actually echo the vision of the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji's Vikasit Bharat. We have created Swarna Andhra Pradesh, where we want to be a $2.4 trillion economy by 2047 from being a $180 billion economy today. So we need to grow at 15%. And for the friends in the private sector, you know that's not easy. But believe me, Andhra Pradesh will be one state that will actually prove that we can actually grow as a state at 15% CAGR year on year. And we have great relationships now at the central level. We have double engine Sarkar, we have the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, and then we of course have the Honorable Chief Minister Shri Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu. Both of them together want to again recreate history, and we believe that strong states make strong nation. And in this particular context, we have a different double engine Sarkar. We have two Naidus. I call it Naidu Square. One is Ram Mohan Naidu. I hope he's okay with me calling him Ram Mohan Naidu and not Garu because he's very young to me. But Ramu is here. He's of course Mocha, and then we have our Honorable Chief Minister Shri Chandrababu Naidu Garu. Of course, both of them are not related, but Naidu Square. So we have another double engine Sarkar where I believe that we can do a lot of work in the aerospace and defense sector together. And Ramu, we are looking forward to your leadership to drive things. You can definitely send the companies our way, and believe me, we'll catch them, we'll ensure they're grounded, and we will report back to you saying that this is the company that you sent, this is what we've grounded. And we will deliver on the speed of doing business in its true sense. So to all the entrepreneurs here, please definitely count Andhra Pradesh as your home. And Visakhapatnam is one of the most beautiful cities in India. I jokingly say that if Bangalore were to marry, go and have a child, it will be Visakhapatnam. We have best of both worlds. There's a whole debate about talent. In your company, in this sector, please look around. Believe me, there will be Telugu people. They're all products of this soil. Due to lack of opportunities, they went to various other states and they're willing to come back. And there are amazing institutions here, both in the private sector and the government sector. It could be Andhra University, Geetham. We have IIM here. So there are amazing education institutions here. There's an amazing ecosystem here. And all I would request all of you is that let's make history together. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. It doesn't come again and again. Very few states have the grit and perseverance that Andhra Pradesh has. And I've already given you 3 clear reasons why you should come to Andhra Pradesh, and I look forward to welcoming you all here. So thank you very much for giving me this wonderful opportunity. And I'd like to thank CII and Ram Mohan Naidu Garu and the entire civil aviation team here. Thank you very much for hosting this summit here. It means a lot for us. Today is a very action-packed day in Visakhapatnam. I think there are close to 6 or 7 summits happening. So you can see that energy is back to Visakhapatnam, and we're really excited. I would like to thank the leadership for really coming here and being part of, what I say is making history together. Thank you very much, and Jai Hind.
Thank you, Shri Lokesh, for your remarkable address. May I now invite our chief guest, Shri Kinjarapu Ram Mohan Naidu, for his address. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon to each and everyone. I have already given a very elaborate speech in the morning in the inaugural session, and I am taking this opportunity again especially to thank our young and dynamic leader, always an inspiration for the younger generation, Lokesh Anna Garu, for specially gracing this event, and Minister for our MSME, Kondapalli Srinivas Garu, BV Mohan Reddy Garu, Satish Reddy Garu, and all the important people on the dais. And I have to also thank all the dignitaries that are here. The energy and enthusiasm that I got to witness in the morning, I can see it again in this time also. Usually, when you have a multi-session, especially which is overflowing after lunch, the energy kind of dilutes a little bit. But I see a lot of enthusiasm here. One, I can tag it to the presence of Lokesh Anna for him being here. He has brought in a lot of energy and enthusiasm. And also, I think this sector is right now in that space where everyone is eagerly looking and excitedly looking to do something about. And I've already talked about why this sector is very, very important. This is the right time to invest in this sector. This is the right time we all move forward, synchronize, synergize, so that we can not only become one of the global aviation hubs, but we can also cater for some of the requirements that the industry is going to need in the coming days also. And the right time and the right place, the justification has been given by the state government and especially our Lokesh Anna garu also. I have to admit, see, this is the second aviation aerospace manufacturing summit conference that we are having. As civil aviation minister, we have a certain liberty and leverage to guide a certain location. And in fact, the first one happened in Gwalior when Jyotiraditya Scindia ji was the minister. And it is quite natural for me preferring Andhra, but I would tell you the seed was sown by Lokesh Anna. This was 3 months back around when he found out that aerospace has so much demand and there is so much potential, and he ensured that all the support will be extended from the state government, and especially you can see it from the beautiful defense and aerospace policy that they have created. I can assure you as a Minister of Civil Aviation that out of all the states, this is one of the best policies that you'll see in the country. And they have worked really, really hard. They have looked into all the policies that are there right now across the country, and they have did a +1 to each and every aspect of it, and they have made sure that it is not only going to be a beneficial thing for the state, but also the person who is going to invest. There is a mutual consensus that is going to be created when you invest in the state of Andhra Pradesh. So as a minister from the government of India, I would like to congratulate the government of Andhra Pradesh for creating such a beautiful policy, because even if it is in Andhra Pradesh that the industry is going to come and create a strong ecosystem, the country is going to benefit. So we have the right leadership, we have the right time, and we have the right place. Now the right decisions have to be made. And I request each and every one of you that is present here to once again invest in the state of Andhra Pradesh. You know that I am the Minister of Government of India. You can take me out of Andhra, but you can't take Andhra out of me. So I'll be pushing for Andhra Pradesh. And also, I'm seeing the presentation that has been given by the AP state government. Especially I was looking at the airports, 9 airports. With our Honorable Chief Minister, the number keeps increasing month by month because he sees the potential and he sees things which we can't see today. That is the beauty of this man. That is the beauty of the vision that he has. And the most importantly, when we talk about the policies also the state government is creating, you might go to other states and they'll say, we'll match the policy. Okay, we are also going to give you these kind of benefits. Why don't you come to us? Because it has become a very competitive field today. Between the states also there is a nice collaboration, including the competition that we see. But what is very important for each and every one of you to take note of, no matter anyone can match the policies or the benefits or the incentives that we can give. I mean, Andhra, the state of Andhra can give, but nobody can match the vision of our Chief Minister, Chandrababu Naidu garu. He is the key here. He is a man of vision. And now for the man of vision, we have a man of action also, Lokesh Anna garu, where Chandrababu Naidu garu brings in the ease of doing business, and now Lokesh Anna is bringing the speed of doing business. And this is a powerful combination that the state government has, and we are all there to support this momentum and the rebirth that the Andhra Pradesh state is taking forward today. It's a startup state, but a very, very aspirational state today with a lot of forward-looking policies and investments which are going to create a buzz not only in the country but across the globe. And I've taken the example of Quantum Valley earlier. So these are some of the concepts. And I've talked very vastly into all the various aspects of aerospace manufacturing. Couple of things I just want to mention again in this closing address is that the support from the Ministry of Civil Aviation is continuously going to be there for this manufacturing sector. Like I said, this is the gold mine in civil aviation. How much we can mine out of it is there in our hands. So we are creating all the tools for us to mine it right now, and you have to take advantage of it. And second thing, Now we are kind of playing catch up in this industry. We are seeing at different countries and we are trying to assess where we stand and what we can do right now. But I feel India at this point of time, with the leadership and the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, what we should also do is try to leapfrog in the technologies that are going to come in the future. And one thing is where we are looking about creating our own regional transport aircraft in the country. There is an assessment, there is a study going on that within 5 years we might see hydrogen powered aircrafts also. Then why can't we see that happening right now itself? What are the technologies that are required for hydrogen powered aircraft? What are the systems that are required? There are many other technologies which are still in the blueprint phase, which are in the design phase. I would say as we are trying to play catch up, as we are trying to solidify the existing system that is there, we also need to look into the future technologies. And if you talk about future technologies, if there is someone who can understand you, if there is someone who will support you, and if there is someone who will handhold you, there is only one man, that is Chandrababu Naidu Garu. There is one state, Andhra Pradesh, which is eagerly looking into you. So I once again thank Lokesh Anna Garu for coming here and presenting the model of Andhra Pradesh state. And from the Ministry of Civil Aviation, it is always a great pleasure to come back to Visakhapatnam. This is where, in one way, the journey started for me also from this region, and coming back to this region and having this important conference gives me a lot of pride and pleasure also. And all the people who have supported into making this a grand success, right from CII, SIDM, and also state government of Andhra Pradesh, all the important subject matter experts from the industry, and all the people from across the country and internationals, especially Boeing, Airbus, and all the OEMs that have come in. Thank you once again for your participation. This means a lot. Let's not just leave it till the event itself. Let us collaborate. I've seen the stalls in the morning. I visited each and every stall. Some of the technologies that you have presented, some of the solutions that you have presented are very, very impressive. I've told my team that wherever possible, we have to create a proof of concept. Our airports are ready to open up to these startups also to your solutions. So we are going to partner up with you so that we can see them in action. We can see them implemented in our airports and in our infrastructure systems. So definitely we'll reach out to all of you. We will provide an opportunity so that you can further improve on the designs that you've already created. So thank you very much. Thank you to the whole team of CII for organizing this conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. May I now request Ms. Shoma Banerjee, Deputy Director General CII, to give the vote of thanks, please.
Good afternoon, good evening. It's very difficult to speak after you have such stellar speakers, right? I don't know who to start with thanking, but before I thank, I have a story to share, and I need the attention of Shri Nara Lokesh and Minister Ram Mohan Naidu. So when I was young, which was many years earlier, because I'm old now, I had the honor and privilege of being at a convention where Mr. Chandrababu Naidu came in as Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. We were hosting Japanese people in that conference. Before Mr. Naidu came in, he actually walked into the conference with his visiting cards in Japanese language. That story has stuck with me. That is what a vision is all about. So he exchanged those cards as if he knew Japanese. And that is how he pitched to those people about Andhra Pradesh. And I was much younger. I am much older now. But today I saw a repetition of sorts in Mr. Nara Lokesh. Sir, I think you have really shown us what young blood is and what a lethal combination, EODB and speed of doing business. I think that is what is going to take the industry ahead. You've talked about many things that are happening here. From my side, before I thank each one of you, and like you said, sir, what a stellar combination of experts and young blood. If I may say, we will hope to have our aerospace manufacturing summit every year in Vizag. That is something which I am promising, because I think I've seen so much of support, so much of interest, so much of thing. So from CII, I think we will look at doing this as an annual summit every year in Vizag. so that it becomes the hub and the manufacturing center. And with your blessings, I think we will do it very well. With those words, I'm not going to take any more time because I know we are running late. So I just want to call out, we had with us, of course, Mr. Nara Lokesh, the Minister of IT and HRD, Government of Andhra Pradesh. We had Mr. Kondapalli Srinivasan, Minister of Small and Medium Enterprises, Government of Andhra Pradesh. Mr. BVR Mohan Reddy, very senior and very acknowledged expert in the sector. Mr. Saikant Verma, thank you, sir, for actually marketing the Partnership Summit, which we are looking forward to very much. Dr. C. Satish Reddy, Government of Andhra Pradesh. Mr. BVR Mohan Reddy, I think I'm taking the name twice. Yeah. Mr. K.S. Karla, GMR, thank you for the vision that you shared. Mr. Our own Murli Krishnan, who is, of course, the chairman of CII Andhra Pradesh. And lastly, but not the least, our very own minister, who is the man who drove us here, who guided us here, and who's given us the confidence to come back along with Sri Nara Lokesh. A big round of applause, please.
Dignitaries on the dais, may I now request you all to move ahead for a photo op, please, sir.